Hey there, my name is Chris Acton with Acting Creative, and this is a Handwoven Experience, episode 118. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the mystery of tracking. Do you love a little mystique, a little unknown? Yeah, well, for the most part, weaving pretty straightforward, right? We make the plans, we go through the steps, we do all the things. But there is this little mysterious thing called tracking that always has fascinated me. So let me show you an example. This right here, do you see this? Kind of looks like some kind of a complicated twill, right? Some kind of complex weaving structure. This is tracking. Isn't that cool, right? It just has this really cool kind of overlay, little additional interest to the fabric. I just think it is so much fun. Look at that. It looks like you got little diamonds in there. It's very cool. So let me tell you what I know about tracking. First of all, this is plain weave. Tracking happens in plain weave. That's it. You don't need to be doing a twill. You don't need to do anything with all the shafts, all the complicated things. No, it happens with plain weave. Number two, it happens with a number of different fibers. I have only had it happen with cotton, but my understanding is that wool is also can be another one where you're fine tracking. It happens when it goes through the washer and dryer, right? So the yarns have, they've been exposed to some moisture. And my understanding is that it's something about the twist of the yarn. It's about how they're twisting together. And I don't know if you can kind of tell, but it creates kind of a raised, some kind of rows of yarns are a little more raised, some are recessed. So that's part of how it creates this really interesting kind of mysterious part of the fabric. And if your fabric has tracking in it, your fabric has tracking in it. Like, you can't iron it out. It's not something that a good iron with a little steam will take out. You can try it, but I've never had any luck. If your fabric has tracking, enjoy it. Your fabric has tracking. Surprise, surprise. And lastly, it is not the kind of thing that you can plan for. You can't necessarily go through and be like, you know what, I'm gonna make this great fabric and it's gonna have this brilliant tracking on it and you can just plan for it. Nah, it's just a surprise. It is just a little gift from the weaving gods as you pull your fabric out of the washer and dryer. Look at that, how cool. As you pull it out of the washer and dryer, you're like, hey, look at that. My fabric has tracking to it. So I just wanted to kind of pop in and share with you a little bit about tracking if you haven't experienced this yet with your fabric. If it happens to your plain weave, great. That's so much fun. Roll with it. That's my recommendation, because once you have this in your fabric, you have it in your fabric. So just a little kind of mystery, which I think is so fun because so much of weaving is very analytical and step by step. And to have a little surprise thrown at us on occasion, that's a good thing, I think. Keeps us on our toes. All right, my friends, let me know if you've experienced some tracking and how it happened for you, because we all have our tracking stories. And if you don't yet, you will. I promise. It'll happen to you. All right, my friends. Have a wonderful week. Happy weaving.